For the last few dinner parties at mine, this is the dish I've done. It is a standout. First of all, there's minimal ingredients, very little wash up, it takes moments to cook, and the taste is second to none. I can't take credit for it. My friend Matty Moran, he is a fantastic chef. He showed me how to make this, and I've been using it ever since. So this is about 1.8 kilograms of salmon. This is king salmon. Get a really good quality salmon for this. I've asked my fishmonger to give me a side. I've left the skin on and I've pin boned it. Now I like to pin bone it myself, but you can also ask your fishmonger to do it. Just be very careful with it because you just don't want to damage this beautiful flesh. Now you can see that it's thicker in this part of the fish and quite thin as we go down to the tail. So we're just going to even it up. I'm going to take the tail off. And don't waste this because this fish is so fresh. This is used for so many different things. You can freeze it and use it for another day for curries. I personally love to take the skin off and make salmon tartare absolutely delicious. So we're going to pop that to the side for another use. Now I've covered a tray completely with foil and I have a small piece of baking paper. We're just going to add some oil. The reason I have a small piece of baking paper is because I'm going to be cooking this under the grill. So if there's too much baking paper, what will happen is it'll burn. So you just want a small amount to cover the base of the fish. So coat that in oil. We'll pick up a beautiful piece of fish and pop that onto the tray. So now for the sauce. It's all about the marmalade. Make sure you use a really good quality marmalade, something that really tastes like orange. You need to taste it in this sauce. So I'll add 2 tablespoons into a bowl. 2 generous tablespoons, I should say, along with some miso paste. So we've got a very sweet orange flavour with a salty, savoury flavour. Contrasting flavours that work together. 2 tablespoons, same amount. And we'll just press with the back of our spoon, we'll mix them together. Fantastic. And now Chef Matty Moran does not add these other 2 ingredients, but I like to put my twist on it. So some ginger, I'll add about a teaspoon of very finely minced ginger. We don't want it to burn under the grill, so you don't need too much. A teaspoon is absolutely plenty for this. And now for some sesame oil, just a small splash. Plenty. One last mix. And this is the consistency that we're after. It needs to be thick because I want it to stick to the flesh of the salmon. So now what we can do is pour it over the salmon and then spread it so it completely coats that gorgeous pink flesh. It's a perfect amount, so we'll add the rest. And it's okay if it falls on the sides. Done. I did tell you this is a very simple show-stopping dish. Now let's go to the oven. So I've placed the rack in the oven in the middle. We're going to cook this for about 10 to 12 minutes. That's all it needs. I should mention that I have taken the fish out of the fridge about 40 minutes before I started to cook it. That's crucial so we get a nice even cook. So the grill's on high, so the hottest it can go, and you'll see this caramelized on the top, blackened slightly. It's going to be delicious. Okay, this marmalade and miso fish is cooked. Have a look at that, so happy. And that's because we had our grill on high, as hot as it can get. And what it does is cooks the top, but because the pan gets really hot, it also cooks from the bottom too. I just like it to sit for a few moments before serving it. I would serve this with some rice, maybe some coleslaw, or many different varieties of salads. It is so versatile. Now, let's break into it to see how perfectly cooked it is. Oh, perfectly cooked salmon. Still lovely and pink there, just the way I like it. I'm gonna have a little taste of this. It honestly is my favourite way of cooking salmon these days. Few ingredients, salty, sweet, caramelized, and then also a little smokiness from under the grill. A fabulous way of doing fish. That took 10 minutes under the grill, that's all it needs.